Here we are with my friend Mr. Packet Tracer. I'm starting after you've got Packet Tracer, after you've joined the Cisco Academy and you've got Packet Tracer installed. One of the things you may want to do, so these are a little bit easier to read, is go to it's Options and Preferences. Go to Font and increase your font size. I brought mine up to 12. Then when I click Apply, everything's a little bit bigger and easier to read. Down here are all your tools. So we're in End Devices. Click on that. That gives you the choice down here of End Devices again. Now, unfortunately, I don't think these can go any bigger. So we're going to pick a PC. You click on it, and then you click out here. That's a little bigger than I anticipated. Let's zoom out. There we go. And then it says drag a laptop. And we drag out a laptop. Now don't forget, as you're working, make sure you save early and save often. So I'm going to save this to I'm going to save it to my downloads because I've already got this. So I'll just call this SOHO. There we go. So now you have a couple of your devices. It's still a little big. There we go. I'm not going to do everything, but I am going to go next to the network devices to show you how to connect things up. So here's our network devices. It says drag the WRT300 in. Well, it is in here someplace. I know it is, because I have found it before. Sometimes it takes a little searching, but if you go down, you first go to Network Devices, then you hit this. There's our little router. It's a click on it and drag it up there. There it is, WRT300N. It's a typical home router that does DHCP. It has a switch on it. It has all your normal stuff. Now we need to connect our router up to the internet. So if we go to WAN emulation, let's see, WAN is probably the cloud. Oh, there it is. And we have, now it says PT Cloud. Well, the last time I did these directions, it said Cloud PT. Oh, it does say Cloud PT. Okay. Why does it say PT Cloud here and Cloud PT here? That's a good question. So, to configure any of these devices, you click on them. And then you can go through and find things. Like in this case, you clicked on it, you click on Config. Well, display name of Cloud 0 is not really good. I'm just going to call this ISP, which stands for Internet Service Provider. So this would be like Allo or Charter or Spectrum or whoever you have your internet from. Now we also want to get a cable modem. We're just pretending. You could do DSL if you want, but the cable modem would go right here. So here's your internet coming in. It hits your cable modem. It goes to your router. Sometimes these devices are both the same. I just decided to do them this way. Now, if you look at my sample diagram, I have a big circle in there. Well, who doesn't want to have a big circle in their drawing? Here is our circle drawer. So I'm going to draw an ellipse. Brings up the little palette dialog. I do not want any fill. I just want an outline. Maybe I want a little different color. This guy kind of hid on me. Oh, that's weird. Let's see, drag this over here. I guess this comes up wherever it wants, no matter what you try to do. Anyway, you can pick any color you want. I'm just going to stick with black. And then I'll start up here on the upper left-hand side. And I'm going to surround everything that is part of my network. Now, once you started drawing ellipses, it's going to stay an ellipse drawer. So I'm going to go up here to the selector button. And now I can grab things and drag them around. So I want to drag... Oh, I guess I want to drag this in afterwards, don't I? Yeah, let's put that in afterwards, because apparently if that's in there, you can't do anything else. Yep, so do that last. So to delete things, you click on this guy, click on the object you want to delete, and it says, "Are you sure?" And then you delete it. All right, so that was a kind of a mistake. We're going to connect up our Ethernet cables. So our Ethernet cables are underneath our Lightning. So we're going to connect up a cable from our router to our cable modem. You can do this and it'll automatically choose the connection type. Now, if you go down to page 4, it tells you what to do. It says connect the route. We're going to do a copper straight through cable. So you notice each of these have different names. Copper crossover. We want copper straight through. So we grab this guy. Now we want this to go from the router, wireless router, right? Now this is our internet. So this is going to connect to our cable modem, which also has an Ethernet port. So Ethernet port to Ethernet port. So far, so good. Well, to connect up this guy to our cloud, we need a coaxial cable, because that's typically how the signal is delivered to the house. Well, we probably have one here if we just do a little searching. There it is, coax. So we'll pick him up and look at there, coax cable. Click on our cloud. And there it is. Notice the cloud has all kinds of different connectors on it. We want the coax there. Now we have our connection from our internet service provider, to our cable modem, to our router. Well, if you look at the diagram I made, the only thing that's physically connected to, and I'll move this down here, physically connected by a wire is the PC. So we go back to our copper straight through. And look at there. Fast Ethernet. Go down to our router. You can pick any of these. Now this guy's connected. However, nothing's going to work because our network is not set up. So we click on this guy. There it is. We're going to go to the GUI interface because it looks just like a Linksys router right here. So there is our address. It already has 192.168.0.1. DHCP servers already enabled. Devices on your network will be assigned a static IP address. Do we need to change anything? Well, yes, a little bit later on. We're going to change our security mode. So we go to wireless. Right now there is no security. We go to security, and I guess you could change your SSID to something else. Change it to your name, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go to wireless security and enable WPA2 personal. I'm going to use our super secret password of PASSWORD01. How about that? You do have to click Save Settings down at the bottom, and it doesn't really show much, but the settings are saved. Now we also want to go to the Administrative tab because you always change the defaults, right? If you haven't heard me say that yet, well, now you've heard me say it again and again. You'll hear me say it again and again. Administration, we also want to change the router password. I know we use password 01 in class. That's just so that I don't have to do a lot of resetting of passwords. Do save. Okay. So now we have this guy all set up. To save everything, you actually close the X. Now notice the PC is still working just fine. If you point at it, it has an IP. It should have an IP address. Oh, it doesn't. I wonder why. Let's go look and see if it has one. So we can look in the the desktop. We can go to IP configuration, and it's set to static. Well, we have DHCP, so let's turn on DHCP. It'll request an address. Bob's your uncle, and we have an address. And now everything will be green and happy from here. See, IP address. Now the laptop's a different story. Some of the devices will have wireless in them already. Some will not. If we click on this guy, he does not have a wireless device. He has a network adapter. What computer comes without a network adapter? Well, the fun thing about this is you get to turn it off. Right? Isn't that fun? And I can't see if I can. Let's zoom in. I think it is off. Oh, it is on now. But if you click on it, it turns it off. All right, so here is our, is that it? Yeah, there's our Ethernet adapter. We're going to drag him out. And we're going to grab our, here it is, there's our wireless module. There we go. But of course, turn it on. We still can't connect. Why is that? Well, you guessed it. We need to set up our wireless configuration. So we're going to go to connect, and it should find our wireless network. Oh, yep, there it is. There's default. If we click connect, it should ask for our secret code. And yes, there it is. It asks for our secret code. Password 01. We clicked connect, and look at there. It's working. So I haven't connected up everything. I haven't done everything, but this is a nice little network simulator because it does simulate things. Now, the last thing we want to do is, did what we did work? Because there's printers and stuff. The very last thing I have you do is ping things. Well, we know the IP address of the PC device is 192.168.0.100. Let's go to the laptop and see if we can ping the PC. And look at here. We have a command prompt that looks just like a real command prompt. So we're going to ping 192.168.0.100. Let's see if we get, oh, yep, we get a reply, just like a real computer. So that means these guys have connectivity. We really don't have connectivity outside of this. We're just displaying it because it's hard to do in Packet Tracer. I guess we could put another server over here or something that we could ping. But this assignment has enough stuff in it anyway. So if you got this far, the question is, what layer does a switch operate at? The data link layer. It operates at the second layer. Does an end device require an IP address in order to establish network connectivity with a switch? No, it does not. Because in a internal network, as I've said a million times in class, it requires a MAC address. You do not have to have an IP address. What layer does a wireless router operate at? Well, wireless router, it operates at layer 3, which does require IP addresses. What command would we use to test connectivity between, this would be our device and another device? Well, what would we just do? Ping space 192.168.1.102. That will test it. All right, there you go.